For example, you can basically play Valorant with just building a budget PC. So this was made by my friend, right? And before we start, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. That helps me out a lot. But you can basically get a budget PC for a price of a console, right? So let's say, for example, you're deciding between a console and Valorant, right? Because Valorant is not gonna be coming for some time now on the consoles, like 2021 at least. So you can buy an AMD Ryzen. So don't take this video for granted, but it's actually a pretty good way of it's just an example to actually see the final cost. So the final cost is like 536, so we're gonna round this to 500. And then for the monitor and PC and the keyboard and the mouse, you can get it all for pretty cheap. So we're gonna be looking at this for like 10 minutes. So you can buy the AMD Ryzen 3 2020 220 processor with Radeon Vega 8 graphics. Now this is a pretty important part, right? Because my processor is worse than this. And you can see right now that my streaming is going terrible. The other thing you need is a good motherboard. A bad motherboard will probably fry your PC. So I'm putting this motherboard at $85. There's like some ones for, let's say, $50. Great specs. Now I'm looking at the mini tower, right? And the mini tower is actually pretty good. Now you can have another any sort of basically your you can have another computer case. The thing is, it's gonna be cheap, right? Unless the thing with cases is 99% of cases are actually just for showing off, to be honest. There's no actual case which will help you that much. Like, so most of cases, so I can really agree with this price, right? $35 for actually buying this. It's pretty damn cheap. You can also get cases for like $20, but they're like kind of like potatoes. Then the next thing you do is get a cooler master. You need this. If you don't have a cooler, it can basically fry your PC. So if you can even buy 2 cabinet coolers. There's never enough. So the noise level is kind of okay. It's kind of loud, but I mean, you get what you pay for, right? Now there's a CPU cooler, which you definitely need, because if you don't have that, you will basically fry your PC. And you don't want to fry your PC when playing Valorant. There's also Corsair Vengeance. You need at least 8 gigabytes. Now, if you want to put in $35 and buy a 16 gigabyte RAM, if you have a 16 gigabytes, that will help you so much. Now for storage, here's where the real issue comes in. Because we're on a really tight budget, like $536. For buying storage, you actually have to you can actually get a really SSD disk are like really expensive, right? So you get like a 250 gigabyte one and just have Valorant and other normal programs on it. So you watch YouTube on it and play Valorant, right? Or you can get a slower PC with just a 1 terabyte of HDD. 16 gigabyte in a shitty PC is kind of weird though. Yeah, but you can run like more chromes, like legit. Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1650. Oh my god, my English is so bad, but this is the most expensive part. This is a really great graphics card, to be honest. This is great. You really want this, to be honest, because it will help you out a lot. The thing is, with this graphics card, it will buy you it's like got 4 gigabytes of memory. It has like a good clock speed. It has you can't go wrong with Gigabyte, right? And it can play also other games in Valorant. There's also the thing with thermal take. This is the power supply. This power supply, don't buy like a $10 power supply, because if it's a bad power supply, it will basically fry your PC, right? So here's like some options you can actually do. I'm gonna explain the video. You can actually go for different spec case. and I guess you can buy another cabinet cooler. The CPU cooler is like a must, so you want to keep that. You can just go with an 8GB RAM, it's fine. If you go with 8GB, that's just completely fine. You want to go with SSD in this one, and you want to keep this graphics card. You can actually change another graphics card like from another brand, just don't buy it from Wish or something and like then regretting it. We also have like thermal take. If you can, even buy like don't like I'm telling you this right now, don't spend this money on a cheap power supply, because it will bite you back. It will look really bad. You're basically gonna regret it later. A lot of people I see actually don't spend a lot on power supplies and just mess it all up. Like, I had my brother actually lose it a lot. Like, he basically fried a 300 euro graphics card by doing one simple mistake. So you definitely want to get like someone this to build for you. You don't want to build it yourself. But yeah, this should be at the price of a PS4 or PS5. So this is just an example basically. It's not actually something to follow. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. But it's pretty great to actually see that you can buy a full PC without actually spending a lot of cash. Like, you can buy it for a price of a PS4. So for example, if you want to buy a PS4, or if you're deciding between a PC is like has huge advantages. Also, you can watch like better on, you can do so many things on a PC you can do on a PS4. However, on a PS4 you have like PS4 exclusive games like Last of Us 2 and Last of Us 1. Those games really can't be beat by anything except Valorant, of course. Anyway, I think that's everything to be said about this. Be sure to check out my other videos and leave a like. I'll probably add something in the video anyway. This should be good, pretty good. We did pretty good. We did it pretty good for this video. I'm gonna chop this out later. I'm gonna add some music, and I think we're gonna drop in Stardew Valley. Like, I know if Valorant is lagging, I'm just gonna play Stardew Valley and have fun with that, you know. Okay, so the chat box seems to be working now. Can you show the CPU again? Yeah, I definitely can. The CPU is the AMD Ryzen 3 2000G processor with Radeon Vega 8 graphics. So you actually have like two of them. What do you think of the CPU? CPU Intel i3 370M, CPU speed info, RAM 4GB, Windows 7, 8, 10, 64-bit video card, Intel HD 3000 pixel shader, minimum specs for Valorant. Yeah, Valorant can run basically on a potato, so you can run it on like a 200 PC. The thing is, if you enjoy Valorant, or it's gonna lag you like every single stream. So I have a Ryzen CPU and it's pretty much okay, but I've also had experience of people telling me that Ryzen CPUs are actually really terrible. Some people like them, some people don't. I guess they're pretty good actually. They're okay for their money, and they're pretty cheap. Like $83. That's like a price of 40 sandwiches. So do you want a 40 sandwiches, or do you want a AMD Ryzen CPU? It's a pretty good thing to consider, in my honest opinion. That's the only thing that's a bit pricey, but that's where the money wants to go. This is the only thing, like, the GPU is one of the most important in gaming. How resource demanding is Valorant? Valorant doesn't need like any, it can actually run on a pretty bad PC. So if you have a laptop from 2010, it can run on that. Regarding graphics, it can go pretty much up. So for example, if you see my streams, it starts to lag, right? I don't think it would lag on like Stardew Valley or something like that, but when you're playing on like when you're shooting, it's gonna take a lot of FPS. So for example, this is not a streaming PC, this is like just a PC for playing. So for playing, this is pretty good, but otherwise not that great.